I would make a video since my training isn't that exciting at this point. I thought I would make a video that could be helpful to people in just dieting phases or in contest prep situations too. I wanted to talk a little bit about um, mental strength when it comes to like periods where you kind of have to grind. Um, and obviously, this is that kind of period for me right now. At the point I'm in prep, where it's really tough, and I'm getting very close to where I need to be, and obviously the last part is the hardest part, the last few pounds. So I wanted to talk about this prep versus last prep and kind of what I think about, because I've had some people that are like, I don't really understand how you train like you do, with obviously my weight loss and stuff like that. And to be completely honest, I train the way that I train, and I think that I'm able to do what I'm able to do. Obviously, I've lost some strength, but I think that it's been minimal because of the way that I approach my training. I never, since I started this prep, I never go into the gym and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to be weaker today because I'm prepping. I always go into my training, and the first thing I always think about is the fact that I'm thankful to be training in general. Obviously, being a part of the powerlifting world, I have a lot of friends, and obviously Eric, my husband, has been injured a lot, and seeing things like that happen and watching training get taken away from people who love it makes me appreciate my training even more. So that's the first thing I like to think about every day, is that, okay, today I'm just happy that I can be here and that I can do this. I'm so happy that even, with this, big weight loss, that I am still able to do all the movements, and even some days when some stuff feels bad, I've had some issues with my hip and my quad, so I'm taking a break from sumo deadlifting, but I can still pull conventional. It's all about learning how to see the positive. So every day I go into training, and the first thing I think is I'm thankful to be training in general. And the second thing that I always think about is, obviously, I have a program, I have an idea of what I'm going to do, and I don't ever set myself up for disappointment. I'm very realistic with my training. I'm not going to be hitting all-time PRs right now. I had a very, very good training cycle of running up until the meet, where I was actually hitting body weight PRs and stuff like that. And at this point, I know that that's not going to happen, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to I'm not going to put any less effort into my training because of that. So the second thing that I think is I'm going to give the best that I can give today, because the biggest thing about dieting and training is you don't really know how you're going to feel until you're in it. When I go in to squat, until I'm under the bar and I'm squatting, I don't really know what it's going to be like. So RP has been very helpful in my training, and I just take what's there. On good days, maybe I'll do an AMRAP at the end of my session. On bad days, I'll lower the weight and I'll do more sets. I have no shame in that. But it's all about taking whatever your current situation is and making it into a positive one. Because the idea behind prepping is just to be better than you once were. And this prep for me has made me face some challenges that were completely unexpected. But because of that, I've learned so much. And just having a different approach to my training, I think, has saved me in a lot of ways, because I remember my first prep crying because my bench was going down. And I had a lot of days where I cried. And I have had days where I cried on this prep, but it wasn't for the same reasons. It was for legitimate reasons. And obviously, I'm a woman. I'm going to be more emotional some days than others. But basically, the point of this video is that mental strength is just as important, if not more important, than physical strength. And this goes for dieting phases and non-dieting phases. You have to believe in yourself. You have to go into your training thankful that you're there. You have to be realistic with your goals, and you have to learn to adapt to whatever the situation may be. And those are all things that I've learned. I learned through my last prep, through my diet for Raw Nationals, and now through this prep. And I think that because I have those things, I'm in such a better place mentally, and it's made my training better, because I never go into the gym with a negative attitude. And when stuff feels heavy, it's just, that's what it is for that day. And the next day may not be that way. So basically, approach things with a positive attitude. And a lot of times we have to remember too that whether it's somebody in the gym or whether you're a person that's in some sort of position of authority, there are people that are going to watch you, and there are people looking up to you. So you need to make good decisions, and you need to act accordingly. So that's my little thought for today, and that is kind of what we talk about when we talk about the Koenreich grind, because anybody who's watched our videos knows about the grinders that we will put ourselves through to get a PR, but there is a whole different side of the Koenreich grind, and that is in times like these, being able to push through and be positive in tough situations. So I hope this helps somebody. And like I said, it's all about how you approach things. So go into it with a better attitude, and you'll be thankful that you did. So thanks for watching, guys.